Hello everyone, this is Dr. Saikia. I'm an expert on international affairs. Today we are going to talk about the Ukraine war. Why this war is happening, what Russia wants out of this war. How is it going to, change the global politics and global governance order in the days to come. You see, the war started on 24th of February 2022, right? On that very day, Vladimir Putin, the president of Russian Federation, declared that Luhansk and Donetsk, these two regions of East Ukraine, right, have become independent republics. Now, the first question is that why Putin has done it, or why the Russian parliament has done this declaration. Why? What is it? Why this has happened? If we look at the history of Russia-Ukraine relationship, it goes back to the USSR days. In those days, Ukraine was a part of Russia, right? USSR, I mean. When in 1990-91, USSR broke down, right? Its all republics have gone on their own to become independent countries, right? Since then, there is a push and pull from Russia and Ukraine. From both sides, it's been happening, right? So, since then, if we look at the history of Eastern Europe and the geography of Eastern Europe, geopolitics of Eastern Europe, what we have seen is that immediately after the dissolution or disintegration of Russian, you know, Russian uh, Russia, what has happened is that NATO and European Union has started getting into various parts of East Europe. Either it could be the countries those which were members of the Warsaw Pact, or communist bloc countries of East Europe. It was so happened, right? It so happened that immediately after 1991, when the whole world had seen the Cold War has come to an end, NATO and European Union gradually, started giving membership to all these countries. That's it, right? As per security experts in Europe, NATO thought it's the best time to reach out to those, former communist countries, right? And make them align with the, security agency, right? And even these countries also, they wanted to come out of this, communist era years, right? All these countries, they have come one after another, right? And what has happened as of today in 2022, if we look at the situation in and around Russian Federation, what I could see is that almost all the countries of East Europe, they have either become members of European Union or a member of NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, right? And since the beginning of this, encirclement of Russian Federation, Putin, who came to power in 1999 as the prime minister, right? From Moscow, then the warning has been given, signal has been given to NATO and European Union, right? And it was promised also that NATO and European Union, they're not going to expand towards the east. But it so happened in all those years that it has been expanded, right? And Putin, everyone knows he was a KGB chief of Russia who became prime minister of the Russian Federation when Boris Yeltsin was the first president of the Russian Federation from 1990 to 2000, only for a year. From 2000, right, he became the president of the Russian Federation. And 2000 to 2008, he continued as the president of the Russian Federation, right? But the Russian Federation, Russian constitution of the Russian Federation, has got a kind of an, mandate that your presidency cannot continue for continuous 2 more years, right? So presidential term limit is 2 terms only. So Putin left the presidency in 2008, right? He had given it to his friend Dmitry Medvedev for a term, 2008 to 2012. And again, he came back to become the president of Russian Federation in 2012. And since then, he's continuing. So we all have come to know from this, background of Putin that he's going to go for long innings. Now, if he continues in power, right, every time he's winning the election, this is an election he conducts in the country and he's supposed to win. There is no opposition party today, right? There is no opposition leader. Virtually, there is no opposition in Russian Federation today. In the name check, election takes place. So Putin has a grand design either to bring back the glory of Russian Empire or the USSR, or to create a new world order, right, the way he wants, right? And just before this attack of East, Ukraine, which started on 24th February 2022, right? By the end of 2021, right, Moscow had given a list of concerns to US and the West, right? But the neither the West nor particularly America has addressed the concerns of Vladimir Putin, right? They have all taken it very casually. And finally, what happened? I think Putin was very much worried about the encirclement of the Russian Federation. And for America also, Ukraine is the last bastion which is supposed to get into either NATO or European Union, right? And for Putin also, this is the buffer state which at any cost he wants it not to go towards either NATO or European Union. That's it. So finally, Putin had taken the plunge, right? He started this special operation on 24th of February 2022, and now whole world had seen what is happening. So, in a nutshell, what we can say is that the very genesis of the war, and this Ukraine war, lies Putin's, worry about the encirclement of NATO and European Union around his country. And also by doing this, starting up this war, invasion of Ukraine, today not Eastern Ukraine, whole Ukraine in fact, right? And it is going to reset the world order. And the whole world is watching, right? President Volodymyr Zelensky of Ukraine has been pleading to each and every, part of the world that please save us. This is the time you need to respond. But, Western countries, they are sending only weapons and other materials to fight the big Russian force, but nothing has happened. So far, no talk has been successful to bring the war to come to an end. I think this is one of the most tragic, incident or a war situation that European continent had seen since the end of the Second World War. What is going to happen at this end of the war, no one knows. As of now, the scene is not clear, right? So, with this, I would like to conclude, and I will come up with more videos on this, right? So that I'll be able to tell you why this has happened, what are the hidden agenda either of Putin or of the West. So for that, keep watching my videos. Thank you so much. Let me conclude here. Thank you.